Oh, great. Now you just look worse. Yeah, I cannot accept that look. On a second here. It's better. Alrighty. It is a very hot 4th of July. And we already have Stewie 2026. It strikes dates, I believe. And we can show the live chat. And it will not show the live chat. It's doing that. All right, what I'd like to do is see the chat. All of it. All right, it's not showing it. I know people have said stuff. It's doing that thing again. So, 5 games of Candlepin bowling. Maybe you can see it over there. High single, one Larry Bird, 124 second, 119 third, and triple, they're very close together, 329, 321, 319. And once again, it refuses to show. Hello, Stewie, Strikester, and Blue Venom. If you are leaving messages, it is not showing. And yes, I made sure it is on show everything. So we are going to do 5 games, as we usually do. And being a special 4th of July, the 250th anniversary of the United States, hopefully we'll have some fireworks of our own. Because we're definitely going to hear that in the background. And hopefully we'll be making our own today. And without further ado, let's get our fireworks up and going. As I limber up a little bit. Might even see it. Yeah, you are. Oh, and I see the cable to the computer is hanging. We'll fix that when we go reset the pins. Oh, and speaking of, oh, there they are. I was going to say, where did my knee pads go? And it's been falling behind here and trying to get everything ready to go. And no, it's not showing anything if anyone's saying anything. So let's get this going. We're finally ready. Game 1, frame 1, ball 1. Will the strike counter go up? It's been about a year, almost 2 years. And not a single strike after about 50 games. Here we go. Oh, that's a good way to start. There we go, dangling cable out of view. And if it decides to work, oh, I forgot to shut the curtain, whatever. And if it decides to work every half and full game, we look at the comments. El Stinko the bonus ball. What will the bonus be? Let's find out. Being the pins are so much closer, there's an added little bit of strategy that makes what seems so easy that much more difficult. Anyway, lousy 3 fill. You gotta wait for the wood to settle down, and there it is. And an 8. Frame 3. Not bad so far. Frame 4. featuring El Stinko the bonus ball. What will this bonus be? Double pinochle, prune juice for everyone. At least the 6 fill is okay. Actually, that should have been ball 3. This should have been ball 2. Either way. Alright, so yeah, I want to fix a few things on this sheet. Yeah, the newer score sheets do not have the world's toughest Candlepin bowling alley and high and lows on the scorecards anymore. Fifth frame. And then halftime. After the reset on halftime and full time, we'll show you the score. And like I said, if they're working, the comments. Not enough to the left. All right, after the reset, halftime, and if working, the comments. All right, twice it was somewhat possible to see that number go up to 4, but it didn't happen. Halftime, spare. 8, first ball knocking down 3 for the fill. Spare. 9, first ball knocking down 6. Leaving the big 4 or double pinochle. And a 10, we're at 56. Let's see if it's deciding to work. It is showing nothing. It refuses. It's refusing to show anything if anyone's leaving anything. And yes, it's set to show all. Frame 6. Worst case scenario, if you really want to be heard, keep what you want to say in mind, and when the live stream is over, post it as a normal comment. That's a tall ask, but till we know the thing's working or not. Frame 6, ball 1. That's an interesting way to get a spare. Alrighty. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to fix the ball return, which I showed in the previous video. One of the things I wanted to add is a, a little basin to put a damp cloth in, which people use to wipe their hands when they bowl, and that would help with the balls coming in too fast and overshooting the rails and hitting the floor like it does. Anyway, frame 7. El Stinko the bonus ball. Well, as I always say when it comes to leftist social media, if it ain't broke, they'll find a way. Anyway, let's see how this bonus works. Oh, good, the last pin fell. 8. Thought it was going to be a 7. Kind of a tough spare because we got that piece of wood in the way. We got to sneak right by that cap. And that's why. I haven't scored this high in a while. I bet it has to do with the heat. I know that these plastic candle pins tend to be dead when it's cold. that light doesn't need to be on. Yeah, the light to downstairs isn't needed if we're already down here. Frame 8, game 1. Pretty hot game so far. And now we're taking this game halfway to Worcester. Frame 9. May not be a top single, but it could help us get a top triple. Assuming we stay on track the way we're going. Oh, in this case, you want to throw the ball into more. Well, not for that reason, but it did work still. Alrighty. Alrighty, last frame. We can make the list if we can get a spare. Which won't happen. Just trying to cap that piece of wood on the right. I mean, that could, not going to hit the singles, but it could help us with the triple. Again, we'll set up, show you the final, and then see if the comments are actually doing anything. All right, game one. Out of spare. Then a 10. First ball knocking down 8. 8, 10, 9. Twice we almost got a strike. We're at $1.11, which is pretty good. Now the question is, well, does this part work? Apparently the answer is no. Or if we are leaving anything, I'm just not seeing it. Last time people did post and they would show up, but once they advanced past the screen, you couldn't roll back. Now it seems it's probably not doing it at all. Unless everyone is so focused on the excitement that is Candlepin bowling at the best Candlepin bowling alley in a basement anywhere in the world, because I said it is, so you know it's true. Anyway, game 2. Oh, and of course, after the 5th game, 1 ball, the 1, the 7, and the 10. And because it's the 250th anniversary of this country, TNC Bank is really outdoing themselves. If we can get the high-low jack in 1 ball, TNC Bank and Trust will pay $2.50. It is an annuity of 50 cents over 5 years. But that's after the 5th game. Right now we're starting game number 2. Well, that's not a triangle you want. The gap between those 2 pins are even big enough that a 10-pin bowling ball can go between them. Eight is great. All right, frame 2. Are we back to normal? Once again, halfway to Worcester. Same side. Now entering Union Station. I'm going to have to go for it. Not bad from a full Worcester. All right. Frame 3. And we leave the lousy Lily for a 7. The lowest single is an 82. Are we heading for a new one? All right, frame 4. Not going very well so far. Oh no. Oh, it stinks no matter where it is. All right, I'm gonna have to try aim to the... I don't know. The right could send the ball. To the left could send the pin. To the middle, who knows? Let's see what happens. And a 9. So far we're on a new low. All right, 5th frame. Can we pull out of this nosedive? How does that happen? You throw the ball 16 feet down the lane, hit your object pin, and you get penalized. How does that happen? Yep, we're heading for a new low here. And a 7. Halftime report. Nothing good happened except for the 9. Pair of 7s. 39. We are on our way to our first ever less than 80 game here. No comments. Yep, if it ain't broke, they'll find a way to make sure it is. So if you can remember your most important comment, wait till tomorrow when the video's done processing and leave it as a regular comment. All right. Let's see if we can pull out of this nosedive. Well, if we get a few more and stay above, we'll... Frame 7. Wait for it to stop, and there it is. Another 9. We're still slowly pulling up. frame 8. Use some marks. Typical. When I have a good game, the other one has to suck. Can't just be winners now, can they? Gotta wait for that pin to settle down, and it almost is there. Hey, a clean plate. Too bad it's not a mark. But that helps us try to avoid the new low single. Where the ball meets the ramp, that part's been smashed in quite a bit. So now it's almost like there's a small piece of it where the ball has to literally climb a wall to get up the ramp. I mean, thing needs a little work. Anyway, ninth frame. Settle down, pin. There we go. Well, that was about as good as I could have thrown it. That 9 helps a little more. And final frame. The 6 will tie the worst. settle down. Two clear plates, too bad they're not marks. Yeah. You're going to need a really good game to get on the triple board. But any one game can get on the singles, obviously. Pair of nines, a 10, 9, and a 10. 86. And it is not showing anything. And yes, it is set to all messages visible. So if you're leaving any, I'm not going to see them. All right, so game number 3. Game number 3. And remember, after game number 5, the High-Low Mega Jackpot celebrates the 250th anniversary of the United States. Because if we get the High-Low Jack, the 1, 7, 10, and 1 ball TNC Bank and Trust will pay me $2.50. That is, it is a 5-year annuity at 50 cents annually. So we got 3 more games to go through before we get to that. And speaking of, let's start game 3. Nine be fine. Frame 2. It's funny. Some of the weak shots, it goes up the ramp. Some of the heavier ones, it doesn't and comes back. And then there's times where it's might be a hair heavy or there's a spin on the ball and it just simply falls off. Frame 2. Nine again. Frame 3. And that'll be a 9. Frame 4. Oh, the end cap. Oh, if we did Scrooge shots like Watch Me Suck at Bowling, the Mason's gyroscopes are working in that pin. And good. That's the beauty of square gutters. Until they hit the physical gutter, if it hits anything good, it counts. Alrighty, fifth frame. Yeah. And we'll set it up and give it a rundown. Nines, except for that 110. We're at 46, which is a okay game. And it's still showing nothing. How about what I'm pressing? All right. Strikers 2, I blew. And Greggy 10 pins. So hitting the top fans thing is the only way I'm going to actually see who's here. And you can go away now. And live chat is not working. And yes, I know I repeat myself because people do jump in and out of these things. It is set for all to display. So 46 at the half. Looks like we're not going to have anything amazing for the triple. So it's just hoping to have a really good game after this one. Unless there's a really strong end to this one. All right, here we go. Frame 6. Oh, look, a gimme. Let's see how to blow it. Was it to the right enough? Maybe at some point you'll hear fireworks. I know there were a couple shot here and there, but that's kind of why we do this late. So fireworks go off all night, so what's some loud Candlepin in the immediate area going to do when you got people shooting fireworks? Frame 7. Again, the reverse triangle and the gyroscopes and the 5-pin doing their job. If I hit the wood in the middle, the ends might come together and take out the 4 and 5. Or screw it up, but get the spare anyway. Frame 8, starring something we haven't seen in a while, El Stinko the bonus ball. What will the bonus be? Let's find out. And I'm looking at the counter. I don't expect it to be high because it's 4th of July. People obviously want to see fireworks displays. Then again, they might come and watch it, post broadcast. Anyway, let's see what we get here. Every good ball leads to disaster. The only good thing there is a 6 fill. It actually is doable. I've done it a couple times. As you see it. That, of course, is not one of them. The king remains, but a 9er. Frame 9. Can hit 3 digits if we mark again. And there's the chance. Unfortunately, not enough to make a triple on there. Last frame of game 3, starring El Stinko the bonus ball. Let's see what this gets us. Nine fill. And it came alive at the end, but I don't think it's enough to make the high triple list. All right. El Stinko wraps up this game. An 8. Oh, so close. If I got the math right, 8, 15. Yeah. 8 fell. If the second game were a bit higher, we would have a new triple on the board there. 10, spare, 9, first ball knocking down 6, then a spare, then another spare, first knocking down 9, and then an 8, 118. They all add up to 315. 4 points away from tying third. Oh well. But we still have the singles. And I'm sure we still have comments that are not showing up. And they're not. Let's see if anyone new is joining us. No. Then again, like I said, it's 4th of July. People want to see fireworks, especially when many places are having a bigger event because it's the 250th anniversary of the United States. And because of that, I repeat myself because people jump in these things. The high-low mega jackpot, 1, 7, 10 pin, 1 ball. Knock all 3 down. TNC Bank and Trust for today will pay $2.50. That's 50 cents annually for 5 years on an annuity. So game 4. Will we ever see the total strike count ever go up? So many times we've come close to seeing it happen today. Here we go. I think that's about as close as we've seen it happen. They're all wobbling. All the gyroscopes are working. Well, if it hit the pin, we could have got a spare. Possibly. All right, frame 2. Yeah, that was the closest may not be the most knocked down in the first ball, but that has to have been the closest thing to a strike in a while. 3 pins teetering, but the gyroscopes kept them straight. going to go for broke. I'm going for the easy 2 on the left. That's what you're supposed to do in the third ball. Go for the points, not for the glory. Although if the game's bad enough, I don't care either way. Frame 3. There we go. Frame 4, starring El Stinko the bonus ball. What will this bonus be? I could imagine when those 3 pins were dancing and didn't fall over. I could imagine the comments that could be showing up but aren't. Let's see what El Stinko gives us. Spread eagle with a busted wing. The only good thing is a 6. Two in a row. All right. Once again, El Stinko the bonus ball. If we can get another mark, in Candlepins it's a turkey because the game is that much harder. Some people say it's just 3 strikes, but no, I've heard it's combination 3 marks, and automatic scoring systems also verify the fact. So with that being said, can we get the Candlepin variant of a turkey? Oh, the only turkey there was the shot for 6 standing, so that's a El Stinko stinking mildly with 4. There we go. Now we're getting our fireworks. It's getting dark enough now. And I have no choice. Go for the head pin. The bravery pays off with a 9. Alrighty, halftime report. 10, 8, spare. Spare again, first knocking down 6. 9, first knocking down 4. We're at 57. Let's see all the invisible comments. Wow. See if anybody new showed up. Yep, there's a 5th name. And it's hidden behind the holder. Chris Gallan. You're not in the same spot as everybody as they show up. But I recognize something different looking there. And because you're new and you're here, don't be surprised if I don't react to your comments, because none of them are showing up, even though they're supposed to, and all of them are supposed to show up. Like I say, if YouTube ain't broke, they'll find a way to make sure it is. Frame 6, game 4. And don't forget high-low mega jackpot at the end of the 5th game. The 1-7-10, 1 ball, $2.50 because of the 250th anniversary of America. Paid in increments of 50 cents over 5 years as an annuity. And continuing the second half of game 4, here's the next throw. Not as close as those dancing 3, where they were literally teetering. No, I had to hit the cap. Yeah, that's kind of hard because if I graze the wood in the gutter, it wouldn't count. That's the only time the rounded gutters are your friend, because it might be hanging over the pin plate enough that if you graze it on the pin plate, it would count. But it's a square gutter, so it's in the gutter. And now it's getting dark enough, you're definitely hearing the fireworks more often. All right, frame 7. Oh, we got the roadblock wood. Let's see if we can make it work for us. Oh, just barely. Just barely. Frame 8. Starring El Stinko the Bonus Ball. What will this one bring us? Eight fill. Alright, I gotta hit that front piece of wood on the white line. Actually, maybe anywhere from there past it. Because that's what happens. If that were only ball 2. Frame 9. And another spare. And the final frame, starring El Stinko the Bonus Ball. Yes, them 4th of July ones have a small audience. But I'm well aware of that. Anyway, here we go. What will the bonus be? How many close shots have we had today? I still say the 7 that we got on one of the spares was the closest because all of them were teetering on their edges. Niner. Ooh. I think we got a single on our hands. It stayed on the lane. We have a new single going up. Is it third best, second best, or the best? Actually, it's either the best or second best. The board in the man cave has not been updated forever. It's like that. Those numbers have changed multiple times and it's never been updated. Alrighty. Well, it's either going to be El Stinko tying for the number 1 or we'll have a new number 2. So long as one pin falls, it ties with the second. If we somehow duff it, it's a third. I don't think that's going to happen, though. Let's see where the second place single is going to wind up. All right, it's a sixer. And yeah, that's... So I'm going to, of course, per usual, reset, show you the results. And then, since now the zoom is actually controllable, I don't have to juggle the camera and bring you over as we update it. You can just zoom right in on it. Alrighty. So, let's see. It's a black marker that I use. Nine, spare, 10, first ball knocking down 8. And a spare, then another spare, first ball knocking down 9, last bonus 6, 129. And like I said, I don't have to juggle the camera anymore because the zoom is controllable. So with that being said, $129. Uh-oh. I think the black one's dead. Let's try the blue one. Yeah, that doesn't look ghetto enough, doesn't it? All right, so we got a new single, and let's look at the comments you've been leaving, but I cannot see. Wow. Yeah, shrink down. Damn, I hate how... the zoom works sometimes. And I use that term works very loosely. All right, final game. And of course, after this game, one ball, the 1, 7, 10. If we can knock that down in the high-low mega jackpot because of the 250th anniversary of America, TNC Bank and Trust, will pay $2.50, an annuity with a 50-cent payout for the 5 years, or something like that. First time I stumbled on that one, as I've repeated. Last game. Wish I could see what you're saying. Oh, we got a new one here. Boston Elevator Dude. Blue Venom, I think you've been here. I'm losing track. I just wish it would show me your comments. Anyway, and yes, it is set up to show all of them. And none are shown. Which I say, if it ain't broke, YouTube will find a way to do it. Last game, frame one, ball one, with fireworks in the background. That is not the closest. I still say those 3 standing that were teetering on the edges. That is another close call. That's a spare. All right, frame 2. With El Stinko the bonus ball. What will the bonus be? Well, I had to throw a sour one at some point. El Stinko lives up to its name with 3. And halfway to Worcester. I'm going to break the golden rule. I'm not going for the easy 2. I'm going for broke. And it's a 1-point difference. Still in the wrong direction, though. So that's nothing more than an achievement, that spare. Frame 3. Roadblock. Maybe if I hit between the two pieces of wood there, could send the one on the right to back end to tap the pin. Well, let's just see what happens. Well, we have to hit it first. And a 9. Frame 4. Well, that's not why that was favorable, but it was in a position to help. And a 10. I'm surprised it's only 9:02. We've been moving along here. Frame 5. if I whip it into that V on the far right. No. Wood giveth, wood taketh away. Alrighty, halftime report. Spare. Curse of the Fill, only a 6. First ball knocking down 3. Then a 9, 10, 9. 47. Let's check out the non-existent comments. Wow. Strikes are 619. And there's another name that showed up that is hidden behind the R.G. Gladfelter, I think. Welcome aboard. The final game. And then the high-low mega jackpot. The 1, 7, 10. One ball. $2.50 by TNC Bank and Trust, celebrating America's 250th. Paid in 50-cent increments over 5 years as an annuity. So many times we came close to seeing the total strike count hit 4. In the approximate, let's see, 22, 2.5 years that this bowling alley's been running, and it's almost been 2 years since the third strike. In fact, the second and third strike were the same day. So, will we see it go to 4? There's only 5 more chances. Make that 4. With the 4 horsemen, and waiting for that pin to settle, and there it is. There we go. it's getting harder to get the balls to go up that ramp. It's like I said earlier, where the ball makes contact, it's fairly dented, so now it's almost going up a vertical wall at this point. El Stingle, the bonus ball. What will this bonus be? Three, five. And those gyroscopes working pretty well in that 4-pin. It's not the 6-pin. Which one should I aim for or not get? I'll go for the 4, because if I miss the wood behind it, can tap it. 8 is great. All right, frame 8. Well, I wasn't trying to be fancy, but of course, my aim. And a 10. Frame 9. Only one more chance. Unless we mark in the 10th, then there's 2. All right, final frame. Last chance, unless we mark. Then there could be a second. El Stinko, the bonus ball. Let's see what this gives us. Gave us a 7. If that were Putnam Street, that would have been a spare. So the strike count will remain at 3. All right, so that wasn't terribly bad. So we got the spare. And then an 8, first knocking down 5. Then a 10. Then a spare. Another 10, first knocking down 7. It's $1.07. So 111, if that were higher, with the 118, we might have got a third place triple. 129, second place single, which I showed you me updating the board with a blue marker. So it looks all ghetto with black writing with blue updates, and then $1.07. And now it's time for the big event, the high-low mega jackpot. It's time to cue the game show lighting. It's the high-low mega jackpot. Ooh. This is it. One ball. The 1, 7, 10. If it can be made, being the 250th anniversary of the United States, and this time only, TNC Bank and Trust will pay $2.50. 50 cents over 5 years as an annuity. Can we do it? We've been hitting the head pin quite a bit today. Twice I've gotten it. 3 times completely whiffed at it. Other times at least 1. Let's see what happens. This is for the biggest money ever in the high-low mega jackpot. Here we go. All right, we whiffed at it again. Let's just try another one, see if we can hit anything. And it wouldn't have mattered. Not that that would have been an outcome anyway. But again, we'll show you the buck 11, 86, 118, 129, 107. And a new single put up, 129. And this is the 4th of July, celebrating the 250th birthday of the United States. And this is George F551 saying, hope you enjoyed, have a good one. And if you remember anything important that you tried to comment on when this officially posts, try to remember to leave it in the actual comments. Tall order. Don't expect you to do it. Have a good one.